When is this class starting? Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to the class. Everybody's like, when will she come? How many times do I have to watch this video? How are you all doing? Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to the class, everybody. When is this class starting? Oh, no, I don't need to. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Welcome to the class. Please do introduce yourselves in the comments. Rida, can you open the chat box so everybody can introduce themselves? And when you introduce yourselves, please let me know three things about yourself. And that is, where are you? Which country are you in? And how old are you? And the third thing is the most important thing about you. And that is, if there was one thing in the world that you could change to make this world a better place, what would that thing be? What would that thing be? If you could make a difference in the world, solve a problem, what would that problem be? Tell me in the chat box. Tell me in the chat box. MashaAllah, you have a lot of people from a lot of countries. I know, alhamdulillah. Okay, you guys can do, type to everyone so everybody can read that. Okay. Yusuf's like, I literally had a heart attack. Okay. If you literally had a heart attack, you would not be sitting here right now. So I don't think it was literally. Okay. My name is Barira. My name, make everyone Muslim and peaceful. Okay. Abdul Aziz, 11 years old, Saudi Arabia. I would like to end bullying. My name is Mahnoor. What would you like to do, Mahnoor? I live in Discovery Gardens. Okay. Do you discover a lot of things there? Is that what happens there? A lot of discovery? I have to move this chair out of the way. Coronavirus. My name is Riyadh. Okay, guys, tell me more than just your name. I know your name. I can read it. Muhammad, I am 11 years old. I live in Egypt, and I would like to stop all of the world wars. I don't think there was a world war going. You mean just the wars, right? Good. Definitely. Good one. Okay. I live in Riyadh. I'm 8. Okay. Who's 8 or 7 or 6? Raise your hand right now. If you are 8 years old or 7. Okay, great. Now you can exit Zoom because you don't have to attend this class. I am sorry. I'm really sorry, but this class is not for younger kids. It's for older kids. So inshallah, you can attend it when you are a bit older. So, but today you can exit so I can focus more on the people who are the right age group. Inshallah, you can attend and benefit when you are a little bit older. Okay. My name is Yusuf. I want to stop people being hungry. Did you guys know that there is actually enough food in this world? More than enough food in this world. Still people die of hunger. Problem is not that, that Allah has not provided enough food or water in this world. There's enough clean water too. But still people don't have it. So it's just how there's enough water, but it's just, people. I like Saudi Arabia, but I live in Saudi Arabia, sorry. I want to stop bad people in the world. Oh, okay. Bad people. We're going to talk about that today. I'm 13 years old. I live in Ireland. Okay. My name is Ayan. I am from Riyadh. Preach people, sorry, not peach people. I'm Muslim heroes. Okay, that's what I'm doing today. Bilal Talha, Pakistan. I live in UAE. 10. Stop destruction between Muslims and non-Muslims and bring world peace. Zain, 13. Saudi Arabia. I would make everything free. All problems solved. I don't think making anything free will solve any kind of problem. In fact, it will cause more problems. Yusuf Onal, I live in Australia. I would like to end poverty. Ozer, I live in. So here's the thing, right? Zen, what you did, you gave me your solution. Sometimes, and this is something we talk about in Rising Heroes, because we want to make a change, but if you don't know how to make a change, you actually end up harming the problem more, right? So what Zen just did is, I'll make free everything, it will solve all the problem. Really? Tell me what the problem you would like to solve, right? Not the solution, because you actually don't know what the solution is right now, right? But you might know what problem you care about, right? To find the solution for it, you actually first need to, in fact, do a number of things, which is exactly, I do this course, which is a leadership course for children, Rising Heroes. You just saw the video of some of the Rising Heroes and the incredible work they did. And in that video, you were seeing some kids interviewing some experts, right? So one of the teams in Rising Heroes, they said they want to solve the problem of hunger, like many of you said, right? So what but for or the homelessness. So first, what they needed to do was actually find out, why is there homelessness, what is the experience of homeless people like, what are their problems, right? Would it help homelessness if we made everything free? Food was free, school was, like, everything was free. Actually, they discovered no, right? In fact, it would might like, a lot of homeless people were actually homeless because of drug addiction and things like that. And if you made everything free for them, you might make things worse for them. So that was one of the things that they discovered. As they interviewed charities, they interviewed Muslim Aid Australia, they interviewed a charity in Sydney called Brothers in Need. And so, I'm all about trusting kids and giving you guys the opportunity to change the world. So I got these experts in there, so they can help these children, like, design the solutions, like, understand the problem, so these young heroes could actually solve the problem. And mashallah, they understood it. And then they did fundraising events, but they also did something really cool, which was they got people to make greeting cards for homeless people, because homeless people don't just need your money, right? They also need, especially, we found out of how badly people treat homeless people, like kick them in the streets and so on. So they got people to show kindness to them by teaching them to make cards. They did plays to help people understand the homeless experience and so on. That's just one example, right, of how kids like you, your age, actually made a difference in the world. Not wait till when I am older, I will do something about it. But I know for most people out there, that's the case. For most kids, that's the case. You will never get an opportunity when you are 13, when you're 10, when you're 15 to make a difference in the world. But that's my mission, to give you that opportunity. And that's why I created Rising Heroes, where teams come together. You come together with a bunch of other kids and you decide on your problem, like, what do you care about, and you make a difference. Like you saw the Project Planet, and there were two teams, Global Guardians and Project Planet. They decided to work on the problem of pollution. Who cares about the problem of pollution? Anybody here? Yeah. So they said they're going to do something about it right now, but they are like, 10, 15. Right? It's a diverse group, mashallah. What can they do? They found out, okay, actually the problem is people don't like to recycle. Like, it's not fun. Like, it requires work. So they made it fun. And they created a fun game show called Recycling Olympics. How cool is that? Recycling Olympics. Have you ever heard of anything like that? Kids did that, mashallah. And they had games, different games they created all by themselves. I was just sitting there being totally awed. Like, wow. And they did these live events, even in lockdown when everybody was like, life sucks. That's what they were doing. and they wrote comic book about recycling to help people understand why it's important. They made videos like time traveler travels 100 years in future, and they made those animated videos. You saw some of the cool clips. So these kids, mashallah, rising heroes. That's what rising heroes do. They change the world. Yeah. Okay. Right. So, well, that's a lot of introductions. Okay, good job. Everybody has introduced themselves mostly. Now we have 3 rules in this class. One we already talked about. If you are below 9, you don't get to be here. I'm sorry. Okay. Number 2, or this is really my number 1 rule, that I don't want to see anybody sitting on a bed or a sofa. I don't want to see your sofas or beds, and you don't want to see them right now, because sofa and bed is for one reason: to make you so comfortable and lazy, right? Actually, sofa means, the word comes from lazy. So you don't need to, this is not the time to be lazy. We are about to hear about one of the greatest human beings ever walked on this earth. So we need all that energy in us. Like, this is an amazing story of so many ups and downs, so many twists are going to come in this story. You will be like, wow, like even this can happen in this world. It totally did. Okay. And third rule is you need to have your camera on. Okay. So this is compulsory for this class. It's not a choice, unfortunately. So, or fortunately, in fact. So please make sure you turn your camera on and you keep it on, so I can see your beautiful faces. Okay. And what else? What else? Yeah. If your camera is off, we're going to give you 5 minutes from now. Rida, stop counting this 5 minutes. If your camera is still off, you will be removed from this class. No kidding. That's what Rida is here for. She will be watching you. And please, Rida, also take attendance. Jazakallah khair. So let's begin on that note. Okay. So this is, in fact, guys, you are really special in one way, at least that I know. This is the last class I'm doing on this story for this whole year, probably. So it's like another 12 months before this class comes back. And you guys, actually, there were, I think, about 300 kids registered to this session at this time today. There were more than 2,000 kids who registered, I think, for all these sessions. But today, for this one, but I don't see 200 here. I see 70 or maybe more, because you have siblings. But you made it in the last session of this last, this one, alhamdulillah. So may Allah reward you, and may Allah chose you for this, right? I don't know what happened to those other people. Maybe they were sick, maybe, whichever part they were in the world, maybe they didn't have internet or whatever. But you made it because Allah wanted you to hear this story. More than I wanted you here, more than your parents wanted you to hear, more than you wanted to be here. You are here, and everything worked out for you because Allah wanted you here. How cool is that? Alhamdulillah, say Alhamdulillah, right? Allah wanted Naba and Rafi and Farzeen and Ishal and Yusuf to be here, to hear this story. I don't know why Allah picked you, but Allah doesn't do anything randomly. So if you are here, know that Allah chose you for some reason to hear this story. Because He wants, there's maybe something Allah wants you to take it in your life through this story. And it is that kind of a story which can change your life. It's that powerful. And it's true. It's a true story. And it's a story of a boy. I'm not even going to talk about his whole life. I'm only going to talk about until when he was a little kid, till he was about, just a teenager. That's it. I'll stop there then. I'm not even going to talk about what happens later on in his life. You can go do that later. But he's an incredible hero by the time he turns a teenager. True hero. A true hero, unlike Mr. Beast, by the way. Right? Okay, so let's begin. His name is Osama ibn Zaid radiallahu anhu. Who knows who was his father? Osama ibn Zaid's father. Let's I'm going to make the chat box private, so but still keep typing there so I can see who was Osama's father. Osama's father. Osama ibn Zaid, come on. The answer is in the question, people. Osama ibn Zaid. So his father was Osama, son of Zaid. That's what that means. Yeah. Zaid radiallahu anhu. Zaid ibn Haritha. Who knows who was Zaid ibn Haritha? Yeah, who was he? Muhammad Imran?
Prophet Muhammad's adopted son.
Right? So Zaid radiallahu anhu, when he was a little boy, he got kidnapped. He was playing outside and he got kidnapped. And then he got taken away from his family and sold as a slave. Now, when I say he was a slave, what color skin do you imagine him? Who imagines him to be black? Raise your hand. If you imagine him to be black. Raise your hand who thinks they were black. Okay, who thinks he was white or some other color? Raise your hand. Okay, guys, when I tell you to raise your hand, you raise your hand. Either one of those things you think about, right? So this is how you can interact with me. Otherwise, like, it's just me talking the whole time. So make sure you raise your hand. Everybody has a hand, right? A real hand, not a yellow Zoom hand. So raise your hand. Don't be shy to do that. When I was a little girl and I'm sitting in a class with a teacher, I would be so shy. Even if I knew the answer, I would never give it. I think I can remember on my fingers how many times I stood up to actually give the answer. Like probably 4 or 5 times in all my school years. but here you are in your home, like the most comfortable place in the world for you, right? So you cannot mess up. So just raise your hand when I ask something. Okay. So no, he was not black, right? Because and at that time, people would be, as for somebody to be a slave doesn't necessarily mean they are black, right? You guys can put your hands down now. I didn't say just keep your hands up the whole time. Right? Okay, for some at that time, so somebody to be for somebody to be a slave, it could be any color skin. People will be kidnapped, right, from anywhere and made a slave by the people. So Osama ibn Zaid radiallahu anhu, Zaid ibn Haritha was kidnapped and made a slave. And then he comes across Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who adopts him to be his son. And now he is growing up with him. He marries a lady. She was a black lady, and they have a son who is a little black boy. So Osama is dark in skin. He's a little black boy. His name is Osama, growing up in Makkah. Now, this is, really early days of Islam, when Quraysh were really against the Muslims, right? They were trying to really stop Islam, bullying them, abusing them. And at this time, Osama is growing up in Makkah. Do you think there was still racism there among the Quraysh? Yes, absolutely there was racism, right? So they would treat him like what? We're like, you are not from here. You don't belong here. You're not an Arab. You're not an Arab. You are a son of a slave, right? So they would treat him pretty badly. Anybody ever felt like that like people are treating you like you don't belong? Yeah, many of you, right? So he was being treated like that. And top of that, he is now a Muslim, which a religion they don't like, they're trying to stop. So they treat him very badly. And that's how he is growing up, being put down by people. He is soon, now they soon leave Makkah. They go to Medina because Medina was safer. Life in Makkah became extremely hard for Muslims. This was, of course, now he's in a new city, leaving the whole city where he grew up behind. And now, do you think the Quraysh are going to leave the Muslims alone when they came to Medina? No way, right? No way. So they came after them. What was the first battle? Muslims fought with Quraysh. What was the first battle? Who knows? You guys can tell me in the chat box. Yeah, Badr, Tanzil. Yeah, Badr, Battle of Badr. So, Battle of Badr was the first battle. Muslims were not prepared for this battle. They had gone for an expedition, and there it turned out that the Quraysh are coming to attack them. And they were bringing 1,000 soldiers. 1,000 soldiers. Massive army. And Muslims were only 300 men. 300 men. That's it. And they were not prepared for battle. They didn't have proper armor to protect themselves. Quraysh were coming with heavy weaponry, right? Heavy weapons, all these arms and everything, right? It was like a massive onslaught coming towards them. So now Muslims know that Allah wants them to fight. The ayahs of the Quran came that Allah wants them to go ahead and fight. But they don't know if they will win or this will be the end. This will be the end of the last messenger. You think they were scared? Who thinks they were scared? Yeah, absolutely, guys. They were scared. All of them were scared. But they were courageous. They were brave. Do you think being brave means you are not scared? No. You're scared, but you don't care. Like, you have fear, but you still do it. That's courage, right? If I'm not even scared of something and I do it, that's not brave, right? It's not brave. That's just normal for me, right? Brave is when you are scared and you still do it. That's courage. That's bravery. So Prophet Muhammad is also scared. And so we know that all 9 he's begging Allah, making dua to him. He's scared for us, right? What will happen if Islam ends here today? How will it reach the next generations? He's begging Allah all night, crying to him, making dua to him. And in the middle of all this is a little boy. He's about 8 years old right now, Osama. Right? He's just 8 years old. And he comes in and he sees that the Muslims are preparing for the battle. Right? But he's just 8. What can he do? Anybody 8-year-olds? Hopefully there's no 8-year-olds here anymore. Who's 9? Okay, who's 8? Still here. Okay, you should not be here, guys. Join next year, inshallah. Okay, who's 9? Who's 9? Okay, Muhammad Abdullah, can you stand up? Okay, stand up, and let's spotlight him. Okay, do you see Muhammad Abdullah? That's how big an 8-year-old. Like, he's 9, he's not even 8, right? So imagine Abdullah is like him, yeah, all right? Such a small person, right? Okay, Jazakallah khair, Muhammad Abdullah. Thank you for your help. You can sit down. So he's so small, and he's thinking like, normally what an 8-year-old will like, what can I do? This is a massive battle, army is coming, they're probably going to lose. I'm so worried about my father, I don't know what will happen. But what can I do? I'm just a kid. I'm just an 8-year-old. I'm so tense. Let me go watch some YouTube and forget all about it. I'll go and play some games. I'll play with my marbles. Right? No. He didn't go play with marbles like other kids probably would, but he actually stood up and he went to his father. He said, I also want to participate. And his father said to him, okay, but can you lift up a sword? Can you lift up a sword? And he said, no. Anybody here ever lifted up a sword? A real sword, an iron sword. Some of you, right? It's heavy, isn't it? And not only do you need to it's not just about lifting it up, it's about knowing how to lift it, right? How to fight with it. And he doesn't know it yet. He hasn't learned that yet. It's, in fact, the sword is too heavy for him to learn that yet. So he's like, no, I don't know that yet. But remember, he's always asking, what can I do? Even if I make, what can I do? So they say, so he says, I can shoot with bows and arrows. That's how I can contribute to this battle. I can be of use in this battle. But his father said, okay, but I'm worried if the horsemen come close to you, you will not be able to defend yourself. Now, Osama didn't have an answer. He can't. Like, he's really small. He doesn't have a sword. He hasn't learned all that. And he doesn't know any other techniques through which he can defend himself. Right? So he doesn't get to participate. Has that ever happened to you? An adult told you, not yet. You are too young. Yeah. And who found that super annoying? I found that super annoying when I was a kid. Right? So he's been told just that, right? And he's like, really frustrated. Okay, tell me, at what age will adults stop telling you that you are too young? What will be that age? Tell me in the chat box. What age is that? 20, okay. 18, 14, 13, 15, 18, 20, 15. Anybody 15 here? Who's 15? Must be a 15-year-old at least. Nobody 15 here? Come on. 15-year-old, raise your hand. Okay, I don't see 15. 14. Tanzil is 14. Okay, Tanzil, you're almost 40. You're 15, right? So let's talk to Tanzil.
Yes. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam. What are the chances that next year people in the world will stop telling you you're too young for anything?
Well, I am pretty old. I would consider myself to be old.
Sorry, I didn't hear that. What do you think people next year will stop telling you, or anybody ever, that you are still too young for this or that?
No.
No, right?
Now.
No way, right? In fact, a lot of you said 18 and 20. Go and find an 18-year-old or 20-year-old and see if they tell you, ask them, do you never get told that you are too young anymore, right? You are like totally free. Nobody probably ever tells you that. And they're going to tell you, people still tell me that. Right? People will always tell you that you are too young. Even when you are 25, somebody will tell you, you are too young. I remember being 25, I'm like, when will I be 35? Then finally I will be old enough. Right? But people will always tell you you are too young. And when they stop telling you that you are too young, they will tell you you are too old. Right? That's what's going to happen. And sometimes it's not even going to be too young. It's going to be, no, you are not good enough. You don't know this. You don't like, you don't, so many ways in which people will tell you you are not good enough or you're not ready for this. You can't do this because you don't have this or you don't have that. Why do people do that? They just hate you? They just want to limit your life? No. Right? Osama's father is telling him that. Obviously, right? He loves him. He's trying to protect him, right? In fact, Osama's father didn't say that you are too young. He didn't say that. He said, can you lift up a sword? How will you protect yourself? And Osama couldn't answer because he didn't have any way to protect himself. So adults, actually, the reason they tell you you are too young, because they really don't know. Are you ready for this? Are you old enough for this? Are you mature enough? Do you understand what it will take? Are you prepared for this? How do they know? How would they know? How would they know? Until you show them that. You have to prove yourself. People in the world will always tell you that. No, not yet. You're not ready. Until they see you doing it, right? Very few people will actually challenge you beyond what you even think what you are capable of. That's my job. That's what I do. That's my mission, to challenge kids like you to go beyond even what you think you're capable of, because I know. And I have seen kids as young as 9, 10 do incredible things, which blows adults' minds. So I know you are absolutely capable of. But most of the time, if adults only ever see you playing games all day and they see all you care about is like immature kid stuff, game streaming, you just get like talking like kids all the time, that's all you care about, they're gonna think, oh, he's just a kid right now. She's just a kid right now. Just like be with the kids. You're gonna have to show them by being more involved in actually things adults involved in, doing more things that actually adults contribute to. Then they'll be like, okay, I think he's mature now. That's how you show them that. Whose parents, like, do you have parents? Okay, no, I will come back to that question later on. Bilal's saying, no matter what you do, people will always find a way to criticize you. No, not necessarily. Right? I'm not talking about criticism. That's a totally different thing. Right? I'm talking about you showing others what you're capable of. Even people who really, really, truly love you. Right? Because they don't know. You don't even know right now what you're capable of. So you're going to have to show your parents. If you want them to trust you, you're going to have to show them. If all they see you is play games all day, they will like, okay, you're just a kid. You're really immature right now. You're going to have to show them that. Osama was not able to show that to his father. At 8 years old, he wasn't able to show that he's ready. He wasn't, right? He doesn't know how to protect himself. Next year, though, was Battle of Uhud. And this year, he's 9 years old. Now he's 9 finally, right? And now he knows his father's going to ask him, can you lift up a sword, right? So he goes to the battleground, and this time he has a sword with him. He already is prepared. I know what you're going to ask me. I'm ready. This time I'm not going to miss it. So he walks into the battleground with a sword. But guess what? He's just 9. And the sword is taller than him. So he's walking in a battleground. I wish I had a sword here. I could show you, like, walking in a battleground with a sword that's bigger than him. So obviously, what are his chances? None. And he still, again, did not get to participate. But there were other kids, other boys who told adults said, no, you're not ready. But they proved themselves. They fought, they like, oh, I'm strong enough. I have the muscles for this and I can defend myself. And adults tested them and they proved themselves and they were allowed. Osama couldn't do it. But anyways, now Osama knows, Osama knows, okay, he didn't get to, but remember what he's always thinking? What can I do? What can I do? So before that, who plays battle games? Battle games. Okay, right. So in a battle game, what is more important? Strategy or resources? Who thinks strategy is more important? Okay. Do rest of you think resources are more important? Okay, you need to practice more games now. Right? No, the strategy is far more important. Anybody ever defeated an opponent who had far more resources than you, but you use your strategy to defeat them? Anybody ever done that? Yeah, a lot of you, right? Strategy is more important, right? That's how actually 300 Muslims, 1,000 Quraysh at Badr, how did they lose? Muslims defeated them. How? Because one of the reasons, big reasons for that, was Prophet Muhammad's strategy. He came up with a new strategy for battle that Quraysh were not even used to, and they didn't know how to counter it. Prophet Muhammad was a brilliant strategist. You will be amazed. You have not, I know you probably have studied Seerah before, but you haven't looked at this side of his character, how brilliantly he would strategize things. And that's one of the things I teach kids in Rising Heroes, his strategic skills from the Sunnah. So anyways, Osama says, I can learn the strategy of war, right? I'm going to learn the strategy of battle. I'm going to become a brilliant strategist. but there are no schools at that time. There are no books about it. People learn from each other, right? So every time there is a battle, his father comes home. He's like, tell me all about it. He sits down and he's learning and learning and learning and learning everything about every move, every plan, every detail. He's learning the strategy of battle from his father. Most kids will be like, this is so boring. Where do I need to know so many details? It's so boring. No, he would learn the strategy that adults were talking about, right? This is like super adult stuff, like chiefs would plan it, right? The leaders would plan this, and he would learning all this at this young age so he couldn't become a good strategist. And so he kept learning, kept learning, kept learning. Finally, he started getting allowed in the battles, right? It's like, and now he's still a kid, but he's now being allowed, and he's a bit older. And he becomes a teenager. He's being allowed now. And one battle he went with his father was a big battle. Battle of Mut. This was a battle with a Roman army. Roman army was one of the biggest army of that time. And they were brilliant strategists. And they allied with other nations. So Muslims were only preparing to fight Romans. But what Romans did, they brought all these different allies. And now their army was 200,000 soldiers. 200,000 soldiers. That's the massive army Muslims are facing now. And again, they were not prepared to face such a huge army. But they went in. And immediately, very soon, they started losing this battle. Actually, Muslims lost this one. Muslims lost this battle. And because they were losing, a lot of Muslims got killed. You know who was leading the battle? Zayd radiallahu anhu, Osama's father. Osama was also there. And Zayd radiallahu anhu, Osama's father, in the middle of the battle, bang, he gets shot. He gets shot by several different arrows. Killed there in the battle. Khalid bin Walid. Who knows Khalid bin Walid radiallahu anhu? Who knows him? He's called what? What is his nickname? Tell me in the chat box, what is his nickname? His nickname was the Sword of Allah, right? He's a brilliant strategist as well. He gets the people quickly to retreat as fast as they can before Romans kill them all and take them prisoners. So he gets people to retreat, they come back home, and Osama has lost his father. He's lost his father whom he loved very, very much. In fact, many Muslims have died. Many Muslims have died. A very sad, difficult time for them. But Osama has Prophet Muhammad with him. And so he spends his time learning with Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He spends his time learning from the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He would sit with him, learn the hadith, learn the Quran, learn the strategy, learn so many things from him. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam really respected Osama. He really respected Osama. He gave him great opportunities. When Prophet Muhammad was victorious over Makkah, and he was entering to Makkah, as they finally were victorious, and they were entering Makkah. On the camel, behind him was this little boy, Osama. When he went for Hajj, at one point he's waiting, and everybody's like, "Who are we waiting for? Must be somebody really important. Who is Prophet Muhammad waiting for? Who is he waiting for? Who is he waiting for? Why can't we go to the next place already?" Like, he's waiting for somebody. Finally comes in a little boy, Osama. And then they move. Like, this, we were waiting for this little boy. Right? So he would respect him so much. When Prophet Muhammad, if he had any personal problems, he would often go to Osama, this young boy, for advice. The Prophet of Allah would go to this young boy for advice on personal matters. Do adults come to you for advice? Like your imam coming to you for advice? Right? How incredible is that? But you know what? You all said no, but you're wrong. There is one thing that adults often come to you for advice because they know you are so good at it. What is that? What is the thing they're always asking you help for? Yeah, exactly, Iman. Tech. Right? Computers. Whose parents ask them help for on computers? Right? So why is that? Like other matter like this, I have this problem at my job, right? Or my finances or the house budget and this and that. I'm like, no, this doesn't concern you, right? But when it comes to computer, they're like, can you come and help? Right? Look what happened here, can you fix this? Right? Because they know that you are good at it. This, like, that's the thing you are like stuck to the whole time. Right? They know you are good at it, right? They see you using it all the time. They have seen you do really well. Like, they might find it hard, but they've seen how good you are at it. So they trust you so much that even if like they might be doing some work which is related to their job, they will come and ask you, like, just can you see what's wrong here, right? And try to help me. Yeah, right? So because they know that you do that well. With other matters, like, the serious matters, they don't know. Can you help? They've never seen you do that. They've never seen you concerned about, like have any knowledge about that, right? Like, do you even understand what I'm talking about? That's what they will be thinking. Like, I don't think you will get what I'm talking about. They know you get computers. I don't know if you get all those other things, and you can advise them on that. But Prophet Muhammad SAW knew that Osama has so much knowledge about so many things. Even though he's still a kid, he knows so much. He is so mature that he would go to him and ask him for advice. How amazing is that? Do you think if we had always just seen Osama playing with marbles like other kids, he would ask him for advice? No. Okay, by the way, I've never asked this question in any class, but I just thought of it. Do you think Osama never played games with other kids, with our marbles or whatever? Who thinks he was never playing? No, I don't think so. I'm sure that Osama had a lot of fun. Right? It's not like his life was just like, oh, what can I study? No, he had fun, but that wasn't his top concern. And this is like only thing he's concerned about. He was still a kid, right? So it's not that you don't ever play and you only are busy with serious stuff. Then that's not healthy as well. Okay. So now he's so close to the Prophet Muhammad SAW. He's growing up, and now something happens. Now comes a big twist in Osama's story. Okay, how are you guys doing? It's like half of the story is over. Let me just have a good look at you people. How about you all stand up? Stand up. Just stand up. You've been sitting for a while, and we still have a bit of the story to go. Now is about to come a big twist in this story. A big like Osama is about to go down in a big way. Okay, stand up, everybody. Rafi, stand up. Girls, stand up. Come on, everybody. Stand up. Okay. Isa. Yes, everybody's standing. It's not standing. I think everybody's standing. Okay, looks good. Okay, so some of you are expecting that I'm going to tell you to jump. I'm not going to tell you to jump today. Okay, so we're going to run. We're going to fake run for 5 minutes just to energize our bodies before they start dying in the chair and getting lazy. Okay, Rafi, are you standing? Doesn't look like standing to me. Okay, we're going to run as fast as we can. But for that, you need to challenge somebody who's you're gonna run faster than. Okay, so type the name of a person in the chat box with whom you are going to race. You're gonna run faster than them. Type the name of a worthy challenger. Select somebody else on the screen, and it could be your sibling if their sibling is attending the class with you. But type to everyone, by the way. Type to everyone, not privately, because they can't see it then. Okay, Iman challenge Nabiha, Muhammad Uzair, Noha challenge Muhammad, Bilal challenge Maham, Riyan, Riyad, Nabiha, Iman, Nail, Nazir, Yusuf challenge Zia, Muhammad, Rafi, Aisha, Bilal, Maham. Oh, Maham got challenged a lot. Okay. Usain Bolt. You're gonna go run faster than him. Okay, Tasneem. Good luck. Big high standards. I like that. Option switch it to gallery mode. Yeah. Maham, Bilal. Okay. Bariha, Ishal, Aid, brother Zayan, Muhammad, Ed, brother. Okay. That's lots of. Ifra, Fatima, Dara, Baria, Noha, Muhammad, Rajab, Yusuf, Ruqayya, Tasneem. Aisha got challenged by Sumaya. Okay, let's begin. Ready? We need some. Okay, so as long as you hear the drum, you are going to run. You can come on, as fast as you can. Oh, that was too quick. Okay, hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, go on, come on. Very good. Come on, Alan. You guys are doing pretty well. I am just flying. Come on, okay. Okay. Oh, you started. Okay, last one. Last 30 people. That's it, faster. Look at us now, mashallah. Okay, done. Sit down, everybody. Oh, my heart is beating faster. Okay, hopefully you woke up a brain, right? Gave it some oxygen. Sit down. If you have some water, drink some water. What happens if you're just like sitting there listening for a long time? A brain slowly is anyways going to sleep, right? So it's important that we move a little bit. Bismillah. Drink some water. Important to drink water. We got what? Yeah, so that's why you need to drink some water before you get dehydrated now. Okay. If you you can call your parents to provide you some water. If you don't have one right with you. Yeah, call on to mom, water, please. Okay. Bilal has a background of Iman power. That's pretty cool. Okay. So what happens? Osama one day was fighting in a battle. And obviously in a battle, you don't go there to make friends. You're fighting an enemy. Soldiers are trying to kill each other, right? And who are the enemy? They are the enemy of Islam. That Osama is fighting. They are the enemy of Islam. So do you think these people believe in Allah? Absolutely not, right? This point is important. Remember that. In fact, they don't believe, but they try, and in fact, they hate it so much that they're trying to kill people who do believe, right? So now he's fighting this man who is who hates Muslims so much. He's trying to kill him. So he's trying to fight, and Osama is losing. He's losing to this man. He's losing. And suddenly, Osama, strategically somehow, he overcomes this man. He's still a young boy. And he is now about to kill him. And he has the sword on his neck. He's about to just hit him. Like it's coming. Whoosh! And just then this man says, La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Like, just about he's hit him. He says, La ilaha illallah. Now, by the way, who thinks this man didn't mean it? He was only saying it to save his life. Who thinks he was just saying it? He didn't mean it. He didn't just convert to Islam, right? He probably didn't mean it, right? 10 seconds ago, he's trying to kill a Muslim. And now he's become a Muslim, right? So probably not. And that's what Osama thinks. And he kills this man. It's like he doesn't mean it. He's just trying to fool me, right? And he kills him. Then he goes back home. He tells Prophet Muhammad SAW what has happened. Prophet Muhammad SAW, always a very smiling person. He's the smiliest person around. Always loving to Osama. He hears this story and he tells us, he gets so upset. And he said, but what will you do with La ilaha illallah? 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 He keeps repeating it and repeating it and repeating it until Osama leaves from there. Like, what has he done? Huge mistake, a huge mistake. What is the mistake? Tell me in the chat box. Let's see how many of you got his mistake. What was the mistake he made? What was his big mistake here? Killing a Muslim. But do you know if this man was a Muslim? Right, so some person accepted Islam, but he had ignored. He killed somebody who had just said La ilaha illallah. Yeah, exactly. He judged this person by what he thought was in his heart, not what he saw or heard from his actions. Are we allowed to judge people by what we think is in their hearts? Can we do that? Can you read people's minds? No. We can't judge people's intentions. We can only judge people by what we see outwardly of them, right? We can't judge them by their intention. So, but do we do that often? Yeah, we do that, right? Sometimes like your brother or sister, like they break something. Like, Mom, look what he did. And you're like, I'm so sorry, it was a mistake. They're telling you that was a mistake. But you're like, no, I know he meant to hurt me. Like, how do you know? You're just assuming, right? You're making an assumption. You're just thinking. That's your thought. You don't know what they meant or not. So we're not allowed to do that. But as Osama judged him that he doesn't actually mean it. Osama, only Allah can read our mind. He knows what is in our hearts. Only Allah will judge us by our intentions, and Allah will judge us by our intention. So maybe this man didn't mean it. So Allah knows if he meant it or not. So Allah may accept it or Allah may not accept it from him. Right? I don't know if he meant it or not. You don't know. Osama didn't know. Allah knows. But Osama judged him by what he thought he saw, right? What he thought he meant. And he killed him. He killed a man who just said La ilaha illallah. What happens when you just say La ilaha illallah? All your sins, what happens to them? Whoosh, wiped clean. You are a brand new Muslim. All completely innocent like a baby, right? He killed an innocent man. And anyways, the other thing you notice here, he said La ilaha illallah. What is he doing? He's kind of surrendering, right? Like, I surrender, right? But Osama still killed him. You know what could have happened? It could have been that Osama withdraws his sword, right? And maybe if this man didn't mean it, then he picks up his sword and he attacks Osama again. At that time, Osama could have killed him and attacked him back. But Osama, like, just killed him right there, right? All that never happened. So Osama made a big mistake. He's killed an innocent man. What does Quran say about killing one innocent person? What does Quran say about that? Of killing one innocent person? What does Quran say about that? Yeah, very good, right? Killing one innocent person is like killing entire humanity. That's the sin he has on him now. The sin of killing all of humanity. Right? That's what he's worried about. That's what Prophet Muhammad is telling him. What will you do with La ilaha illallah? If Allah asks you to kill the man who just said La ilaha illallah, what will you do with that? What will you answer? He has no answer. What a massive sin, and he can see the Prophet is angry at him. That means Allah must be angry at him. Allah is not pleased with him right now, right? I don't know about anger, but Allah is not pleased with him right now. Okay, now I'm going to come back to what happens next, but I want you to think what happens to you. Anybody here ever makes a mistake? Anybody here ever makes a mistake? All of us do, right? Yeah, those of you not raising your hands, you make a mistake every single day. Right? So we make mistakes all the time. That's who we are. We are a creation. Unlike angels, Allah didn't want to create another angel creation. He created something different. He created a creation which will make mistakes. He gave us that ability. Prophet Muhammad said, if you were not to make mistakes, Allah wouldn't even have created you. He will create another creation who will make mistakes so he can forgive them. Do mistakes help us learn? Yeah, we are a learning creature. That's our superpower. Learning, our ability to learn. And mistakes are great teachers. Smart people learn from their mistakes. And this Osama is smart, right? Okay, but here's what happens. When you commit a mistake, what does Shaitan do? Like, yes, you are awesome! Does he do that? Does he come and like cheer you? Like, that was so great. You missed Fajr and you just didn't pray Fajr? You are so great. Anybody ever felt that? After missing a prayer, I'm so awesome, I didn't pray. No, right? I hope not. Right? That would be really terrible, right? So actually, Shaitan doesn't come to you and say that. Not to you. Other people he might. There are other things he might cheer on other people. In fact, even you in some sense where we are really misguided. But most of the things he knows that you have iman and you know better. So he will not come and cheer you on that. He will apply a different strategy. Shaitan is also a very good strategist. So he comes and tells you, what have you done? You did this? You are such a bad person. You are a horrible person. You are such a loser. You are a bad boy, a bad girl. Oh, you are a bad Muslim. You are a bad Muslim. You are Allah will never love you. Allah will never love you. You are nothing like what Allah loves. You will probably go to hell. You are not a good person. You are a bad person, bad Muslim. Anybody ever felt that way? I felt that way at times. Yeah, right. Why is he doing that? Is that a strong feeling? It's like, oh, I'm dying, right? Right. Okay. So he's doing that to do what? Tell me in the chat box. Let's see. Why is he telling you that? Yeah, they quit, right? Very good, right? So they just give up, right? They're like, okay, I'm just a bad person. What's the point in trying to wake up for Fajr? Anyways, I'm going to go to hell, right? Now I'm doomed. I'm going to be in hell. So what's the point trying? Let me just enjoy this life, right? They give up. They don't think they have a chance in the highest level of Jannah. There's no way I will be in Firdaus. So why even try to be like super excellent in my good deeds? I'll just be average. Like, I think anybody who says I will just be an average Muslim has probably, like, they have already given up. They already think that they don't deserve it to be in the highest levels, right? Because that's a low goal. I will be an average Muslim. You've already given up a chance that I can be like among the companions in Firdaus. So he's already made you feel that way. You are not a good Muslim. But Osama knows something far better. By the way, before I tell you that, is it like, should you feel bad after you do something wrong? Absolutely, right? It would be crazy. I miss Fajr and I'm like, oh, but I can't feel bad. So, yes, I missed Fajr. Like, no, that's stupid, right? You should feel bad. You should cry for what you did. You should feel bad. Oh, why did I do that? That was not a good thing. Not say why did I, I'm like, feel bad that I shouldn't have done that, right? Try to find the reasons why you did such a bad thing. Not make excuses, not forget about it. You should feel bad, but not despair. Not despair, that's it. Was Osama a bad person? Did he do a bad thing? Yeah, right. Good people sometimes do bad things. Same goes for you. Might be a great person. Sometimes you will end up doing bad things. You do what Osama did. Osama knew something that we all know very well. Then Allah has named himself Al-Ghafur, Al-Ghaffar. He tells us so many times in the Quran that I am the most forgiving. The most forgiving. I forgive all sins. He tells us so many times. In fact, Surah Buruj tells us, I am Ghafurul Wadud. Wahuwal Ghafurul Wadud. He is Ghafur and Wadud. Wadud is loving. He puts these two names together to remind you that he will forgive you and he will love you even more than before. Even more than before. You think you like it when Allah forgives you? Allah loves it when you repent to him. He's happier than you are. So Osama repents. He repents. He regrets what he has done and he repents. He cries for forgiveness. He begs for forgiveness and he does more good deeds to make up for what he has done. He saves lives. Saving a life is like saving entire humanity. And finally, one day, Prophet Muhammad SAW calls him to his room. And he says to Osama, sit here, sit next to me. He sits next to Prophet Muhammad SAW. And then Prophet Muhammad SAW tells him, Osama, I'm sending another army to go fight the Romans. You guys remember the Romans? Yeah, Romans, big army. And now this is going to be very difficult, like very important mission, very crucial mission for Muslims. So they can't lose to them the second time, right? So he says, Osama, like, Ya Rasulullah, I'm going to get ready and I will be a great fighter. I'll be a great soldier in this army. Right? He said, like, he's going to be good. Who is, by the way, in this army? People like Umar. Who knows Umar radiallahu anhu? Umar is in this battle. Umar's never lost to anybody. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Who knows Abu Bakr? Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu, this is the man he loved the most. He is in this battle. Khalifa of Islam later on. He is in this battle. Khalid bin Walid, the sword of Allah, is in this battle. Khalid bin Walid never lost any battle. Ali radiallahu, all these great companions and thousands of them, thousands, people far older than Osama, all in this battle with him. With him. Huge armies being prepared with the best of the best. Guys, now what I'm about to tell you, what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu says next to Osama, is the reason I'm telling you this story. It is so big, it will blow your mind. It is so big. You have never heard anything like that, probably. It's a big news. Are you ready? Yes? Okay. My heart beats faster every time I have to tell it. Like, so big. It is so big. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu tells Osama, yes, Osama. Remember, how old is Osama? He's a teenager. He says, Osama, and you are going to be the leader, the commander of this army. You are going to be the commander of this army. A teenage boy. Yeah, exactly. Shamil, right? He's going to be the commander of this army. How great is that? He is going to be commanding Umar, Abu Bakr, Khalid bin Walid, all these companions, thousands of them. A teenage boy. And this is a very important battle. And he is going to be the one leading them. Mind-blowing, right? So he says, he gets ready for this mission. Yeah, tell me, what qualities do you think Prophet Muhammad sallallahu saw in Osama that he deemed that he is the best person to lead this army, be the commander of this army? Tell me in the chat box. Because he was capable, he proved, okay, he was moving fast. Courage, responsibility, skills, eagerness, learn, strategy. Yeah, was he brilliant at strategy? Yes, absolutely. Do you think he was good at teamwork? Army is teamwork, right? Different soldiers, archers, swordsmen, cavalry, right? He needs to operate in all these teams. He needs to know how to use these team members. If there is a conflict, which absolutely there could be, he needs to be able to unite them. Is he a good speaker? Yeah. Motivational? Yeah. Is he courageous? Yes. Is he a good decision maker? Or does he use rock, paper, scissors to make decisions? Right? Imagine they come to him like, Osama, should we send the archers or should we send the cavalry? They're like, let me think about it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. No, he's a good decision maker, a quick decision maker, right? So he had all developed, even though he's a teenager, he has developed these incredible leadership qualities. He was not born with them. Remember him at 8? Can't even participate in the battle, right? He has developed all these qualities, learned them by hanging out with all these adults, taking every opportunity, learning so much. And now he is so great that he's considered among the best of the best. Do you think everybody in Medina liked this idea of a teenager leading them? Absolutely not. So people started criticizing this decision by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu stood up at the minbar and he told them, I heard what you people are saying. And I want you to know that Osama is among the best of you. He is among the best of you. So he is like best of the Umar, Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. He's telling him he's among the best of you. And that's why he chose him. He knew Osama had this capability to be a great leader and win this battle. So he appointed him. Big responsibility for Osama. We'll see if he wins or not, right? Then he goes out, he starts preparing, right, for the camp. He camps out of the city to prepare for the battlefield. Before they go to the battlefield, they're preparing, they camp out of the city of Medina. So they're preparing there, and one day a messenger comes running to Osama. Said, Osama, your mother has sent me, you must come back right now. Osama says, what happened? Said, you have to come back. Prophet Muhammad is really, really sick. Osama rushes back home, and he sees Prophet Muhammad was very sick. He has super high fever, extreme pain, can't even sit up. He can't even stand up, sit up. He can't even talk to people. He's in so much pain. He just says, like, he raises his hand, and Osama knows he's making dua for me. He kisses Osama's forehead. He is so weak. He's just lying in his bed, super sick. Finally, next day, though, something incredible happened. Prophet Muhammad just got better. He just got better. And he just stood up. He's talking to people. He's smiling. He's leading people are so happy. Alhamdulillah, the Prophet is okay. He's been sick for quite a while, and now he's good, alhamdulillah. He got better, and people are so relieved. He got better. And he's leading their salah, he's smiling, shaking their hands, and they're all so relieved, alhamdulillah. Prophet Muhammad tells Osama, go to the battlefield. He again tells him, you must go. So Osama again goes back to the camp, and now he's trying to prepare and to go and fight the Romans again. Messenger comes running back to him. Osama, you have to come back right now. What happened? I have the worst news for you. This is not just the worst news of Osama's life. This news, what he tells Osama now, is the worst thing, the most difficult day of Osama's life. And the worst thing that ever happened to you as well. He tells him, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has died. He has died. The Prophet is gone. The Prophet of Allah has died. Osama is devastated. So devastated. This is the worst thing that happened to you and me. Because he died that day. You never get to see him smiling down the streets. We missed out on that. Beautiful face of the Prophet, to hear from him. The Prophet of Allah who came down to this earth as the mercy of Allah to all is gone now. The Prophet of Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, no more. They will not see him walking down the streets, smiling at them. No more. When they go to the masjid, he's not going to be leading their salah. No more. Never. A prophet who brought so much good in this whole world, brought Islam, guided them, was their best friend, they loved him. He's gone. The mercy of Allah. And along with him, no more Quran will be revealed. That connection is also cut off. This was the darkest day on earth. People in Medina were so sad. They didn't know how to react. They were just so depressed. People even such strong people like Ali radiallahu anhu. He was so sad, so devastated, he locked himself in a room and he would not come out of his house. These are the greatest Muslims. Umar radiallahu anhu, he doesn't know how to react. What has happened? How could this happen? They are acting like in strange ways. Umar radiallahu anhu stands up with the sword. Who says Muhammad has died? I will kill them. And if anybody said that. But the Prophet is gone. He is dead. He's a human being. On top of this now, the enemies of Islam, they think this is a great opportunity to go attack the Muslims. Their Prophet just died. They're leaderless. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu becomes the Khalifa. Now he has a big decision. Should he send out this army or should he keep them here? Because if they go out, Medina is in great danger. And if they go and fight the Romans, who have already defeated Muslims, and they defeat them again, and last time Khalid Walid somehow retreated. If they can't retreat this time, and anyways, a lot of Muslims are going to die if they lose. And they're already being, in such danger. If they lose the best of their soldiers, Muslims would be in much weaker situation. And what does that mean? If Muslims at that time were weak, that means the Islam could end right there. And you and I would never found out about it. So this is the, huge mission becoming now. If this army goes out, it has to win. Otherwise, it could be the end of Islam. Now Abu Bakr has a big decision. Should he cancel this? Say, no, you are not going out to this battlefield? Or should he send Osama? Should he change the leader? But, okay, who thinks this army should still go out? Who thinks, no, they should stay and protect Medina? Okay, right. So you see disagreement here in this class. Similarly, in Medina, people were of two different opinions. People were saying, no, this should not go out. They should stay here. Not a good idea anymore. But Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, this was easy for him. He stood up and he said, there is no way that I will cancel a command given by Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He wanted this army to go out, so this army will go and Osama will be the leader. He didn't even change the leader. And so Osama, he goes out. Now, before he goes, Abu Bakr gives him some instructions, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam always would. In Islam, have you anybody heard there are no rules in war? Anybody heard a phrase like that? Yeah. In Islam, no. Even in battle, we have ethics, how we will behave. We can't just go, bomb, atomic bomb, kill everybody. No. He said, don't kill a woman. Don't kill a child. Don't even cut a tree unless it's in your way or something. So he gave him the ethics of battle. And then he said, Osama, I need your permission. And Osama is like, a teenage boy, like, yeah, oh, Khalifa, you need my permission. You are the Khalifa. Like, no, you are the commander of this army. Could you please leave Omar behind because I need his help here in Medina. So Omar radiallahu anhu cannot decide for himself. Because who is Omar's leader? Osama. Omar has to obey Osama. So Osama says, yes, of course he can stay. And he leaves Omar behind. And he goes to the battlefield. He charges ahead, fights the Roman, and it's a tough battle, but this battle has become so much more important now than before Prophet Muhammad's death. He has to win. He fights along with his army. They strategize, they attack. He strategizes, he attacks. And he is so brilliant. He wins the battle. He wins the battle. He defeats the Romans. The news comes to Medina and people are like, wow, he has won. They are so happy. This is like Eid in Medina. This is like Eid. You guys can clap for Muhammad, right? Allahu Akbar. He won. He is so happy. People in Medina, it's like Eid. They're celebrating. They're cheering. They come out of the city to welcome this army coming back, cheering him. cheering, celebrating, singing for the victory. And they come out to welcome. Osama is coming back to Medina with his army victorious over Romans. And now all the enemies of Islam are like, back off. They are very strong. Their teenage boy just defeated the Romans. And so Osama, though, before he can come in to Medina, he has one last thing to do. He goes and prays 2 rakah nafil to thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that, my friends, was the story of a great hero. Up until his life, when he was only about 17 years old. Right? He's not even 20 yet. So some people say 17 is 19, but he's still a teenager. Right? And he achieved so much. So incredible. This is a true story. Right? I hope it changes when you look at yourself. What is your capability? Because Allah told you, your capability is even better than the angels. Incredible potential in you as Khalifas of Allah. That's what He created you as. Okay, tell me in the chat box, what did you think? Osama lived for a long time. I think it was like 70s, 80-year-old when he died. So he lived a long life after that. Tell me in the chat box, what did you learn from this story? Osama is not a child. There were other kids like him who were scholars at their time, who were leaders at their time. It was not one-off case, by the way. Okay, tell me in the chat box, what did you learn from this story? Let's never give up. Knowledge can help you achieve anything. Yeah, knowledge is your superpower. Children can do anything. Yeah. Age is nothing. Age is nothing, right? I was thinking of this example the other day, right? If I'm 5, I can't reach the highest shelf of the kitchen, right? But if I use my brain, I'll climb up on the bench top and I will reach the shelf. Adults can't do that, right? So it's just you can work things around. You can find ways. And what you guys can do at your age, even adults can't do it. The capabilities, that gifts you have right now, adults don't have that. Your creativity is much higher right now. Your problem-solving skills, out of the box, completely different to what adults have. Your enthusiasm, your hope, your fearlessness, much greater, much better than most adults. But you know what? You are going to lose it if you don't use it. Most adults have lost it already. Most adults have lost it already. They've killed it inside of them. I know so many kids, my students from Rising Heroes, they came to Rising Heroes and like really shy, not confident. They didn't even know what is my gift, what is my capability, what is my talent. They came in and they faced challenges and they discovered, wow, I am awesome, right? They discovered you don't know yourself right now. You think you know yourself right now? You have no idea what you're capable of. Your parents don't know what you're capable of. I don't know what you're capable of. You will discover that when you go through those challenges. And so I want to give you that opportunity. You all told me about a problem you care about the most. I'll tell you the problem I care about the most in this world. And that's the problem that children are grossly underestimated in this world. They're just considered kids. Go and study. That's your life. You guys have so much more capability in you. I don't know in history if that ever happened. That kids were just like school and that's it. You have so much power in you. So much ability in you to contribute and make this world a better place. So that's why I decided. I used to be a games programmer many years ago as well, right? But I decided to dedicate my life to this. Launched Iman Power. Now, alhamdulillah, I've taught more than 100,000 students all over the world. And my best course, which is unlike any course you have ever seen before, is Rising Heroes, especially not any Islamic course. And this is what this course is about. to give you, young people like you, opportunity to make a difference in the world right now. Osama was not working alone. He had a team with him. Prophet Muhammad didn't work alone. He had a team with him. So here you're going to have a team of kids who also want to contribute more. And you're going to decide or make those decisions. I'm there as a coach. Coach doesn't go in the field, right? You are in the field. And I will guide you through that process. That's my job there. And you make a difference in the world right now in the next 8 weeks. Rising Heroes starts Sunday. And let me tell you, inshallah, all of you are welcome to join that course and make sure that you join. This is no kidding. This is not a simple matter. This is maybe the most important, one of the most important decisions of your entire life. Because how it might change your life now. I had a student who was so shy. And he said, after Rising Heroes, I decided to apply and I became a student counselor. A student who was really low in self-esteem, not confident, he's now the head boy in his school. There's so many stories like that. It changes people. When you discover this, honestly, opportunity like this of what Rising Heroes is, does not come most of the children's way. Today, at this moment, remember this moment, because only a few of you are going to be able to join Rising Heroes. But I'm saying this, offering this to all of you. And this moment might never come back in your life. When somebody is standing in front of you, telling you, I know you are capable of much more. I know that absolutely that you have much more capability in you. And I want to give you the opportunity which most people will never give you. You might never get that opportunity again. When you're given the opportunity to make a difference in the world, do the best you can. Give you that environment, those tools, that guidance that you can lead. Today, you are getting that opportunity. If I was your age and I didn't get that opportunity when I was your age, I wish I had. If I was your age, I would grab it and I would not lose it. So I can be a greater hero. So many times we are playing games, and in the game, you are in the game's world, right? You feel like you're part of something. Especially like if you're playing network game, you feel like you are part of something. You know, the whole world revolves around you. You're making a difference there. But those achievements that make you feel, yes, I did it, those are all fake. They don't last. Then you look for the next game, next high. This is an opportunity for you to be a real life hero. One of the teams last year was a water team, and they wanted to provide clean water to people. And mashallah, they raised $2,000 for water wells in Pakistan. They built 4 water wells. And they've also decided to raise awareness about sanitization problems. They wrote flyers and so much, did like talk shows to tell people about this problem. That's the opportunity you have with you right now. Who wants to be a rising hero? Raise your hand. Who would like to be a rising hero? Be a real life hero. You can proudly raise your hand. You want to be a rising hero, right? So for that, a very simple thing you need to do. Something you guys are already really good at, and you know it. You know that. And that is go and nag your parents. Right? Tell them this is what I want, give it to me, right? And you know how to convince your parents more than anybody else. And if they put you in this class, they obviously want that for you, right? But here is the thing. A lot of the time, parents don't know if it is going to be worth their investment. Do you really care about it? Is it really important for you that I spend money on this? There's a fees to this course, not cheap, right? Is it really worth it? Do you want it, or are you going to be busy playing games again? Do you really care about this? All I have ever seen you is care about games. So you're going to have to tell them, I have this desire. I want to be more. I know I can do more. I think this is the place that will help me grow. I want this opportunity. I don't know, like maybe for some of you saying I'm a leader, I want to be a leader, might be too hard, but go and say that. And those of you can't tell them that I want to contribute. I want to be part of this team. I want to make a difference. I want to grow better, stronger, more confident, make a difference in the world. And some of you, your parents will be surprised to hear that because they've never looked at you maybe that way, that you can, that you want to even, that you even have that desire. You're going to have to express that to them. So tell them that, and inshallah, this will be one of the best decisions that you and your parents take in your life. An incredible experience. And I don't want you to just keep hearing that from me. So I've got some evidence, some witnesses. So let me.
Next year, and I really want to do this course again. It's actually.
Let me share with you a video of some of the past rising heroes.
Next year, and I really want to do this course again. It's actually very fun. At the start, I thought it would be very boring, like same as Denny, and I thought it would be like strict. But now I feel like I have to do this again. At the start, when it was our first class ever, I remember you made it super fun, and at that moment I knew I have to continue this class. I can't miss one class. It was so fun.
Alhamdulillah, that's
you really
great.
caught our attention. Well, I actually kind of discovered I was even more enthusiastic than before. Like I found out I could be very more energetic, really. I thought I was just a child, really boring old child, but actually I'm not a child. I'm an alien. That's how amazing I am.
Normally I feel like I don't really like volunteering to do things like to be a leader, but because when we're doing this and at the beginning, so I feel that being in that position forced me to be a bit of a leader.
Taught me a lot, like watching the videos for every week. They were all really informative and taught me like how to manage my time, the design thinking process, and stuff like that, and how to work in a team that I've never met before. Because until now, even at school, I know the people in my class, but now these are like complete strangers from all over the world. And then I learned how to get put myself out there.
It helped me it gave me confidence. Before I was like very shy, and like my thinking view, before I thought like people thought totally different from me. They thought like bad things about me. Usually I was very negative. It made me a bit positive. Like I was always like thinking of the bad things that could happen in life. So now I was like thinking that I can also make a change. It's like I'm not that small. And like it helped me make better, like improved my decisions, because before like I only thought about negative things. So it changed, like good things also happen.
Yeah, that's very big.
I appreciate. I'm so sorry if this sounds mean, but like before the course when I didn't start it, my mom told me I was gonna do it. I actually thought it was not gonna be fun and it was just gonna be strict. But when I started the course, it was so fun, and like Miss Merit, like not like a normal teacher. It was so fun. She kept making jokes and laughing, and like there were so many fun people to meet, and I made friends here. Like in some like not like we just worked on things. We actually talked, and we made even our own group where we like talk about each other and all, and it was really fun. I discovered that there's so many things you can do, and so before I used to think I was so lazy and I couldn't make any difference in the world, and now I've done this all and I'm like, oh my god, I can do so much more, and like I can
mashallah,
many great things. I appreciated that like you weren't like a normal teacher, and I mean that in a good way, because like you were not like a teacher, you were like a friend instead. And it was super fun because like you were sweet, you were funny, and you made every class. It was not like a strict type, it was funny, we laughed a lot, and everything we did into like a play. Not like
I get last one. Why can't I hear anything? Well, I can't hear anything. Okay, anyways. Okay, guys, so that's about it for class then. Jazakallah khair. You guys were really awesome. I'm so happy that you were the ones that were Dot's class because, mashallah, you were so great. And I love you guys for that because you saw, my energy to teach comes from you guys, seeing your faces and how you are interacting. So, mashallah, you were so wonderful, all of you, that it made me love this class and deliver it such quality, inshallah. So now we're going to play a game, Book It. If you want to stay and play, you can. If you're tired, it's completely reasonable. Give yourselves a big pat on the back because you did pretty well. So appreciate yourself for that. Thank Allah that He gave you that, zest that you were able to. And yeah, give yourself a pat on the back. If mom and dads are sitting next, they can give you a real pat on the back. All right. So acknowledge that you did pretty well. 1 hour for 50 minutes now, mashallah, you've been here. And well done. I look forward to spending much more time with you as you grow and blow our minds, which I'm sure you will. Okay, so those of you want to stay and play, please do stay and play. Those of you don't, it's completely fine. I will see you, inshallah, in Rising Heroes. It starts Saturday. It starts this Saturday. Okay, we're gonna play Book It.